Fables for kids. Have you ever heard of a story called The Tortoise and the Hare? How about The Ant and the Grasshopper? These two stories are examples of fables. And today, we are going to talk all about these unique kinds of stories. So, what is a fable? A fable is a story that teaches a moral lesson. Okay, cool. But why are fables unique? It is because they have certain characteristics or elements in order to be considered a fable. Let's talk about those for a minute. First, a fable is always fictional, meaning that it is an imaginary story. Second, a fable is almost always a short story. Third, a fable teaches a moral lesson. Like slow and steady wins the race. And an act of kindness, no matter how small, is never wasted. Fourth, in fables, the main characters are always animals who act like humans. Fifth, fables take place outside. Now that we know what makes a fable, let's talk about the origins of some of our most famous fables. Have you ever heard of a person named Aesop? Aesop was an enslaved person of African descent who lived in ancient Greece from about 620 BC to 564 BC. Aesop had a collection of fables, most commonly called Aesop's Fables. Historians today are still unsure if Aesop wrote all these fables himself or if he just gathered them all. One thing they know for sure is that these stories have been passed down through the generations, all the way down to today. Cool, right? Stories from Aesop's fables include The Tortoise and the Hare, The Fox and the Grapes, The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse, and The Shepherd Boy and the Wolf, also known as The Boy Who Cried Wolf, and many, many more. Here is an interesting fact. The saying, sour grapes, comes from the story, The Fox and the Grapes. Who could have guessed that the work of someone who lived such a long time ago would still be so important today? History is so great. Let's share an example of a fable. This one is called The Lion and the Mouse. See if you can figure out the moral of the story as we talk about it. A lion is fast asleep until a mouse wakes him up. The lion opens up his mouth to eat him, but the mouse begs the lion to think again because the mouse might be helpful to the lion in the future. The lion laughs, but lets the mouse go. Some time later, the lion is caught in a trap set by some hunters. At that same moment, the mouse walks by and notices the lion is trapped. The mouse walks up and chews through the rope to free the lion. The mouse smiles at the lion and says, "Was I not right?" What sorts of lessons can we learn from this story? You never know where your kindness can lead to. Sometimes, even the smallest of us can make a huge difference. And probably the most famous moral from this story is, no act of kindness is ever wasted. Kindness begins with us. Now that we have talked about fables, let's see what you remember. True or false? A fable is a non-fiction story. False. Fables are fiction. Who is the person who is known for their fables? Aesop. Name two elements of a fable. Possible answers include fiction, short story, moral lesson, animals are main characters, setting is outside. Which fable does the phrase sour grapes come from? The Fox and the Grapes. Great job, friends! Fables are a unique kind of story that teach us important lessons. The next time you are reading, try to find some fables. Maybe you will learn something new that you can share with your friends and family.
Hope you had fun learning with us. Visit us at learnbright.org for thousands of free resources and turnkey solutions for teachers and homeschoolers.